I'm here with Simon, the famous Backpacking Simon of the Backpacking Simon channel and the Freelance Chucky channel. And Simon, I was so disappointed to hear that the Freelance Chucky channel may not be happening anymore, and there's been all kinds of nonsense with demonetization and that kind of thing. So can you give me the update, like what is happening with your channels and what have you been going through?
Ooh, that's crazy. I don't know. The last time I flew to the Jamaica, just one day after I arrived, they demonetized Chucky's channel. That was like really demotivating. But I took all the videos private and checked every single episode if they are complying with YouTube's advertiser guidelines. And now I had to delete. Let me check. I can show you as well. Wait, I can. Can I screen share something here?
I think you can.
Video settings. I will just tell you the numbers. On Chucky's channel, I had to delete, I think, around 20 episodes.
Ugh. Yeah. And how many million views?
Just checking on Chucky's channel, it was about 5.5 million views, 5.56 million views that I had to delete from the channel. And the funny thing is, after I deleted all of the videos and the 30 days that it takes for you to be able to reapply to the YouTube Partner Program, after these 30 days were over, I reapplied, and this Monday they accepted us back for the YouTube Partner Program, and the monetization was turned back on. And I was already really happy and called Chucky. I'm like, yo, we're back up. We can keep doing this. Only to find out 4 days later that they kicked us out of the YouTube Partner Program already. So now I don't know what to do from here on, because nobody really tells me or gives me information which kind of videos I have to delete. And it's just it's like a guessing game. It's like, oh, I delete this episode and I apply again. Or I delete this episode and I apply again. And it takes months and months and months. And you're basically, I don't know. For me, at the current moment, it makes no sense to release any content, because all the money that I already spent, and also Chucky actually spent a lot of money making these videos, and all of that money is already spent. And if I publish all of these episodes now, I get nothing in return, and I actually lose money, and I can't afford to lose money on this content because it's quite expensive to make. I have to fly there, and we have to buy lots of stuff in Jamaica, and Jamaica is not a cheap place either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's sad. And I was talking to Chucky about, even Chucky doesn't want me to put out episodes when they are not monetized, because also Chucky is earning money with this channel. He always gets a certain percentage of all the revenue that we're making from the online shop and the YouTube channel. So even he told me yesterday on the phone, don't put out any episodes before we are back up on YouTube, because otherwise we both lose. And Chucky's Airbnb is still going super well.
Yeah.
So his revenue, there's no issues. So he's doing fine. If anyone is worried about Chucky, he's doing real good. No worries.
But the problem is for you, because I understand people really overestimate how much creators make and the amount of work and cost put in to make videos. So I can only understand the pain that you're going through of doing all this effort, spending all this money, spending all this time, only to have everything just ripped away from you based on something you don't even know what the problem is, and they're not even willing to give you specifics. So when I saw that video, I was just thinking, oh man, that sucks. And it happened to me 2 days after I saw your video. My other channel, Earthly Eats, demonetized as well.
Well, really, 2 days after you
video.
Fuck, that's a coincidence. I hope they're not coming for the Rust Kitchen channel next.
Well, I mean, that's a lucky thing. Like I said, I have a channel manager for Rust Kitchen, so I was able to at least get some information, but even that was a fight. But I don't know, like what was the process that you went through? They just said, "Hey, you got to delete cannabis content," and that's the problem, or how much specifics did you even get?
Um, the only thing that they told me is that wait, I can actually check right now. I have to just go in here really quick. Here. So they say review our feedback.
Oh, great!
And they're saying. We found that your channel contains the following content: harmful content, content containing illegal substances or promoting sales or dangerous acts concerning drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. And that's it.
That's pretty broad.
It's like, that could mean every little thing. It's like it could be enough for Chucky to have a spliff in his mouth during one of the episodes. I don't even know where the problem is. Or maybe already our YouTube intro that we are using for the show, where but I don't get it, because it makes no sense, because it's an intro. I don't.
Well, here I'll tell you what I learned in this meeting, right? So my channel got demonetized. Did Backpacking Simon channel also get demonetized because it has? Oh, dude.
Backpacking Simon channel also got demonetized for the same exact reason, and I had to delete some of my most watched content of my own channel, like how does a Rasta smoke his ganja. It was one of my most successful videos on my whole channel, with nearly 4 million views or something. Bam, deleted. Just gone.
So bad. So this is what pissed me off so much, is because, okay, I'll update people maybe if they don't know. So when you're a creator and you upload a video, you have the opportunity, right, to basically say what is in your video. Is it advertiser friendly or not? And what I'm very careful to do on Rust Kitchen and Earthly Eats too is say, if there is cannabis in it, I do say, yes, there is drug content. And that usually means the video gets demonetized right away. So as a creator, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm doing the right thing. I'm setting the guidelines. I'm following what YouTube is saying. The video's not making any money, so where's the problem? So that was the big gray area of complete fuckery that I was saying. How does so for example, I'll just give you examples of my channel. So Earthly Eats doesn't have that many videos, maybe 70 videos, maybe about 10% are about me growing cannabis in my backyard and that kind of thing. So I have 10%, a small percentage of the channel. None of those videos were ever monetized, yet they're demonetizing my entire channel based on these videos, which aren't even getting ads. So that I was so just, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's weird. As soon as you upload one type of content, they kick you off completely.
Yeah, so
you can't even make videos about cannabis without getting permanently demonetized.
But this is what I've learned, because I have the two channels and different kind of content about cannabis. So I had this meeting finally. Luckily, like I said, I have a channel manager. I was asking about your channels too. And I did get to speak on a meeting with the channel manager and someone at legal department. So I hope I'm getting these terms right, but basically there's YouTube creator guidelines and then there's advertiser friendly guidelines. Yeah. So the funny part is that even though you may be following the ad friendly guidelines, there's other different almost kind of conflicting rules within the creator guidelines, and the terms are very unclear, I found, and that was my whole argument. It's like, I understand that if you don't want to put ads on content because it has cannabis, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But why are you demonetizing? So what I learned was they treat cannabis as a hard drug. So in the ad-friendly guidelines, is there any hard drugs in this? I'm like, no, it's plant. Come on. And we could have a whole other conversation about this whole cannabis being a drug versus being a plant, but they consider it a hard drug, like equal to coke or meth or any of this stuff, which is crazy.
All right.
The other part, which is the really kind of gray area that is not clear at all, comes to the glorification of cannabis. There's a line in there about, or a glorification of drugs, or the how-to. So the problem that I ran into on Earthly Eats was, I'm growing ganja in the backyard. I'm showing you how to trim it, dry it, grow it, very specific on essentially how to create hard drugs. So that was their problem with me. So I'm thinking maybe the issue on the channel was they considered it glorification. Now my argument was, well, where's the line? Because they said, they reassured me, oh, on Ross Kitchen you're fine, because even though me and Moko are trimming buds and, you know, essentially kind of creating, we were talking about other things. We weren't telling you how to do it, how much we had, that kind of thing. So I'm wondering if, because you showed a spliff in the intro and there's like ganja positive stuff like on your banner, if they consider that glorification, and that's the problem. I don't know. It's still completely messed up, right? Like how do they consider cannabis equal to these hard drugs? And what is glorification and what is not, you know? It's just...
Yeah, exactly. That's a thing that they can decide by themselves.
That's what I mean. They kind of leave it in that area, like, well, we can take you down if we want. So, because that
yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the case. Yeah, that's the case. They're in a very powerful position. They can do whatever they want.
Unfortunately, yeah, and we're stuck there. I mean, that's what my whole argument with them was. Like I say, I'm not just fighting for my channel, because Earthly Eats it's my secondary channel. I'm growing it. It's just I'm not at the point where it's a make or break thing, but I'm like, Simon's both channels just got screwed. Chucky's business may be screwed because they can't create content. This is affecting a lot of people, and I was just talking about me and you. There's probably hundreds or thousands of other channels of creators that are working their ass off, maybe barely getting by to begin with, and now all of a sudden they're just dead in the water because of these processes, these unclear terms and unfair things. I'm like, if you guys tell us the rules to follow, we will follow them. It's not like we're out there trying to... No one's making content so that they can get their whole shit demonetized, right? You wouldn't be putting stuff up if you know you're going to get screwed over. Oh, it was so frustrating, man.
Yeah, it's not fun to work with YouTube, to be honest. And I asked my community the last time, on the last video, I asked them if they have any advice for me, and people said, oh, move to Rumble and whatever. But everybody knows in the business that Rumble doesn't even pay. They pay maybe like 1% what YouTube would pay you for the same traffic, you know?
Yeah.
So there's no real competitor out of YouTube right now that could actually make it possible to fund a show.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You could sell maybe Netflix a show, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other different ball game than this kind of independent content creation. That's a whole...
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also not what I wanted to create. So yeah, it's really difficult to have a show in Jamaica, I noticed.
Yeah, or anywhere to do with cannabis. Like, I thought there was no way that my Earthly Eats one would get canceled. After they explained it, I did understand. Like, I understood the difference of, showing someone with a spliff is a lot different than showing how to create drugs or whatever. Okay, I get that, but it's
but it's kind of strange as well, because this happened to me before once, and then I got the point, and since then I always started to remove every little part about the ganja and even censor everything. Chucky said.
Yeah, I was doing that too, which is such a shame. Like, I can't even say it,
So, yeah, you can't even say it.
Or you might be able to say it. They don't make it clear. Can you say it? Can you not? You don't know. Like, maybe it gets blocked. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah.
And Chucky's also always very confused when I'm filming with him. He's like, "Oh, am I allowed to talk about this now, or am I not allowed to talk about this? And this is a sensitive topic, and you can't talk about this. You can't." It's like it's also not fun to be like censored in this kind of way, where you're like, "Oh, I'm scared of getting kicked off the platform only because Chucky said one bad word." I have no idea.
That's the thing, though.
Frustrating.
It's not kicked off the platform, because there's definitely strikes that you get where if you get 2 or 3 or whatever, you are like your channel is shut down. I think
kicked off the monetization.
Yeah, like we just got demonetized. So yeah, a different term entirely. And they were trying to make that very clear to me. Like, oh well, you didn't get a strike. We just demonetized you. I'm like, well, if you lose all the income from your channel, who cares? It's the same thing. Like you can't. How are you supposed to create? It's hard enough to do it on this indie budget, anyways, without the threat of.
And the general people out there believe always that we're making like millions or something from these videos. It's really funny to me.
Yeah.
And last time I've been in Jamaica, I actually did I looked into all the revenue together with Chucky, how much the channel made over the last year and how much our shop made. And after we did some math and subtracted tax and all the spending we have, we ended up with a profit of like, I think was $730 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how much Chucky's channel generated last year. Every single month it was $730 after expenses. And getting that taken away from you, basically I did it for free, this whole Chucky channel. It was it was not like I'm making shitloads of money from that project, and so I was basically doing that for free, and even paid Chucky money from these $700 every single month. And getting that taken away from you is kind of like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, it's difficult now, and Chucky and me, we don't know what to do. Now it's going to be another month without me being able to make money back from these videos. They're all sitting here, right here on my on my hard drive, waiting to be edited and put out. But it's also, if you know you're working for free and one of these videos takes about 6 hours to edit.
Oh yeah.
And you're sitting there 6 hours and you know you will not get anything back. You are not going to start working on it because, I don't know, it's not fun, you know. If you know you're not going to get rewarded for the work, and it's not like my YouTube start, it's like more like a professional show and it takes a lot of time. You know it as well.
Yeah, it's not sitting in your basement, your mom's house or something, just talking about the latest viral video. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of gear, a lot of travel. It's a whole different type of creation that you're doing, or I'm doing as well. It's a different style, and nothing against those styles. Like, good for them if you can make stuff in your basement, amazing. And that's the other reality too. It's like less than 0.1% or something of YouTube creators make a living at it, because it's not this easy thing to do. That's crazy.
It's true, yeah, exactly. Most of the people trying to make YouTube videos are struggling, and I am as well currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult, and I don't know where to go on from here, because I don't know what else I should delete from the channel. I deleted most of the ganja videos that were on the channel are now completely gone. There's only like 1 or 2 episodes left where I'm like, oh, maybe they don't like these ones. But yeah, I don't really know what to do. Demonetized twice in a row in 4 days. It took them only 4 days to demonetize us again. It's so strange. And yeah, now my community said, oh, maybe you can do a Patreon. But the thing is, I don't really want to drift into this crowdfunded content, because I started YouTube because I liked sharing my work for free. and like just put it out there and see what comes back. And now charging people for my work, for me, morally, it doesn't feel good. That's why I don't want to push this show onto Patreon or make the videos pay to watch. I know a lot of creators are struggling and funding themselves that way, but I'm not sure if that's the right way for the freelance Chucky channel, because it's not going to be freelance anymore.
Yeah.
Right now it's freelance. Everybody can go to YouTube and just watch it for free. And that's how it should be. And now forcing people into like, oh, you need to pay for us to continue this show, that's not a direction I want to go to, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand you. I think it's fair because when you are putting time and money and effort and you can't make anything back with YouTube, I don't consider that like a moral or sell art or anything, but I understand where you're coming from. If the idea is, you know, keep it freelance and you want to make it as available to people as possible. And I feel the same way about Rat's Kitchen. Like the crowdfunding thing, unless you get to a real high point, it seems to be more trouble than it's worth. I've experimented a little bit before and it was way too much work and not enough. It wasn't worth it, basically. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's the exact same experience I have. I have a Patreon account for my own Backpacking Simon YouTube channel where I have currently like 60 supporters or something like that. 64 it is, I think. And the thing is, you as a creator that creates 2 channels, you don't have the time to be up there in Patreon and text with all your supporters and fulfill all these things that you have to do on Patreon. I'm so busy already trying to create content on Chucky's channel and on my own channel, and then having another thing, it's just like Instagram, TikTok, all these other things that you have to try to administrate. So I was always, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to focus just on YouTube and this thing. And I also believe this crowdfunded thing would not really work out for the freelance Chucky channel, because also, yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult topic, I think, because you can't really know until you try, but I don't really want to try.
I feel the same. Yeah. Well, what does the future hold then? Do you think? Like it sounds like it's not done completely, because when I first heard all the freelance Chucky channels done, I was like, oh man, that sucks. But I get it. It's you can't continue. It's okay to grind at the beginning and make nothing because you know you're building something, and especially with YouTube, you know it takes years sometimes without anything. But at some point, just as an adult in the world, you need to have your time valued for something, you know. Of course.
Exactly. And I've been doing that for a really long. How long have I been making videos with Chucky? I think 4 years.
Is it that long already? 4 years already?
Yeah, not on the freelance Chucky channel, but on my own channel.
Yeah.
I think the first time I met him was like 2018 or 19. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. And from here on, now we are trying to get back the monetization again, I guess.
Dude.
It's going to take another, you can see right here, it says, reapply in 30 days.
Yeah, they ding you for 30 days every time, like another month, no income. Like, what kind of job has that? Like, oh, we don't like what you did.
Kind of weird, right?
No pay for a month.
And I also see myself as a free employee of YouTube. Like, I'm creating content. They are making their living because people upload stuff on YouTube when we're creating it, and that's how they treat their free employees. It's kind of mad.
Yeah, that's super frustrating part, man.
The only thing that I really dislike is that you can't get hold of anyone responsible over there. There's just like, oh yeah, when you chat with this YouTube support, it feels like you're talking to some kind of an AI, and it seems not to be a person. Sometimes even it's always the exact same answer. I've probably chatted with this chatbot, or if it's a real person, maybe it's a real person. maybe like 30 times, and the chat's always, it seems like copy and paste.
Yeah.
It's always a message, oh, we're very sorry to hear you got demonetized. This is a very serious thing. And for you as a creator, it's always the same messages. And for me, it's kind of getting funny already.
Well, the only one that I talk to at YouTube that actually gets back to you, makes sense, like I said, is my channel manager, April. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But even when we were putting it up the chain to the next level, to the legal department, the emails I was getting back was the same kind of canned answer, a link to the terms and conditions. And I'm reading these legalese terms and conditions and going, none of that applies. And I'd argue back.
Yeah.
And then finally, like I said, I got this meeting where I got some clarity. So anyway, well, I hope you can get everything rolling again, because it's such a cool, unique thing going on. And, you know, maybe even if your Jamaica stuff goes back on the Backpacking Simon channel like it was before, you know, that's still awesome. At least you're still creating in that. And like I said, maybe check into this glorification side of things, although it's hard to even tell what they consider glorification or not. But I know I gotta delete all my cannabis videos that I worked hard growing that weed too. You know?
Yeah,
and I gotta delete all that.
Videos were really good as well. I saw these videos.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I didn't even. If I'd have known, I would have done things way differently. But they don't make it knowable. So anyway, I'm going to ask for you.
Now that you say that the glorification, I kind of understand that they don't want a show that promotes the use of cannabis.
Mm.
But yeah, maybe it's just. But you know, another thing, Jackie and me, we were about to launch our own set of like freelance rolling page. That's how we call it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's already a glorification of drugs in a way for them. If we advertise like rolling papers on the YouTube channel, maybe that's another thing we would have got in trouble with in future. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So with the glorification, you're saying something, maybe it's the whole channel is set up with some ganja leaves in the designs and all of that stuff, but I think it's just too harsh of a decision from YouTube, because also every single comment under this last upload, people are losing their minds, like how they can demonetize this show, because it's actually a very positive and a positive way Chucky shows, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's such a small percentage, you know. That's what I was so pissed at. It's like this. You say, oh well, the issue is a lot of your content is promoting cannabis. Yeah. I said, well, what's a lot? Where's the line? Are you allowed to do 5%, 10%, 20%? Since when is 10% too much?
A lot. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but. Anyway, I'm gonna ask for you. Like I said, when I was going through all this with my channel, I was asking about yours. The channel managers only have access to the back end of like the channels that they manage, but I'm gonna see if maybe they can look into yours, because she was able to dig up and say, okay, these types of videos are the ones that are the issue. If you're to delete these, you'll probably be okay. I asked them to check Grass Kitchen. And they surprisingly to me said, no, the videos that you've put up don't glorify, so you're not going to run into that issue. Fingers crossed, right? Because things could change at any minute, too.
It's also just like Chucky's way, you know, he's like, oh, now we're going to chill and smoke and blah. You know, he's like, he's different in like advertising these things.
Yeah.
Compared to Moko. Moko is just chill, he just smokes. He never really talks much about ganja anyway.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I can understand where YouTube is coming from, since you brought up that point with the glorification. But it still doesn't make it easier for me. Because I have to find out where the glorification starts.
Yeah, where's the line? Again, we don't know. So that's what I said to them. I'm like, you guys, you gotta help us out here. It's such a grind already. We just need to know where the line is, and then people don't get screwed over, because it's not just the creators that get messed up. It's people like Chucky, whose business comes from these type of videos. You know, it's affecting a lot of people, not just us. So hopefully I don't know, they can make it more clear in the future. But anyway, I'll ping them again about your channel, and maybe you can find someone to reach out, because that is, dude, that's brutal. 4 days later.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would just have to try to delete more stuff, and maybe I have to take everything down. Who knows? Because maybe it's already, maybe it's, as I said before, maybe it's the intro that we are using for this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Where these water pipe bong sounds are being played, and the smoke and Chucky. Maybe that's the problem. I don't get it. But then it would be every single episode.
I know, but you need to know.
And what I also hate so much, Matthew, is that they have this function you can edit videos on YouTube. You can trim them in your YouTube studio. You can go into the videos and remove certain parts of the video, even after it's posted. But you can only do that with videos that have not reached 100,000 views. As soon as the video reached 100,000 views, you cannot trim the video afterwards. It's so stupid. Why?
Yeah.
Why I'm not able to trim out a part of the video that has 1 million views? Why?
What's the reason? Because you might be able to just trim that intro off of every video, and maybe that's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe they're legally not allowed to be able to change videos that have received 100,000 views. Maybe it's some legal issue. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's been awesome chatting with you. I hope you get everything rolling again. Like I talk to Chucky pretty regularly too, and he was pretty bummed as well. And the timing for you guys, I mean, it's not
be a bad timing.
Yeah, not ideal being there. So I hope you can figure this out. I'll ask for you, like I said, and see if there's any connection can get going, or at least some kind of advice. But yeah, I'm gonna go through the process on my other channel too, and hopefully the same shit doesn't happen where 4 days later they say, actually, I don't know, you got these edible mushrooms and mushrooms are dangerous. Like, who knows? It's crazy. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do next? All right, Matthew, thank you as well for your insights. That was actually quite interesting with the glorification thing.
That's the only thing I figured out. So, I don't know, we'll chat soon. We'll keep each other in the loop, and then, yeah. Definitely everyone give Backpacking Simon channel a follow as like the backup for Freelance Chucky, and hopefully you guys can get it sorted again. So
thank you guys.
Yeah.
And what else did I wanted to say? I think I forgot. I don't even remember. All right, Matthew.
All right. Good chatting with you, man. We'll talk soon.